Penguin Random House Australia Audio proudly presents The Freedom Circus, one family's death-defying act to escape the Nazis and start a new life in Australia. Written by Sue Smethurst, narrated by Harriet Gordon Anderson and Sam Smith. All rights reserved. Prologue. "Here comes the princess, always dressed for a ball," the nurse affectionately said to my grandmother-in-law as we passed in the corridors of the Montefiore Jewish nursing home. Manya Horowitz, the Princess of Montefiore. Her hair always perfectly set, her lips always painted into a pretty red bow with such precision that Elizabeth Arden couldn't have done them better herself. Victory red, her favourite shade. We headed into the dining room where my husband was waiting. "You're getting fatty," she teased him, poking a manicured finger into his belly. "But look at me, still beautiful." The diamante clip in her hair shimmered as she turned her head to be admired. My husband and I often joked that Nana's hearing might go or her eyesight fade, but vanity would be the last thing to leave her before she died. It really wasn't vanity, though. It was dignity, the rawest essence of humanity, which she held on to with all her being. It was her way of saying to the world, "You've taken everything, but you will never take my pride." It was many years after I joined the Horowitz family that I began to learn Manya's story. My husband, Ralph, would mimic Nana swearing in Yiddish, which her pet parrot did too, much to our amusement, or relay a joke that his late pop told when they were children. Then one day he said to me, "I've told you their story, right?" "Wrong." He shared a skeleton version, recalling how Pop would tell his adored grandsons bedtime tales of grand circuses and colourful clowns, and of how the Nazis tried to kill them all. He described rescuing his beautiful bride who was locked up in a Russian prison, and how they journeyed halfway around the world to eventually live happily ever after. But these were no fairy tales. The journalist in me fired off a million questions as I was desperate to know the whole story, but sadly by then Pop was long gone, and the family consensus was that Nana never talks about it, so we don't ask, just in case it upsets her. Fair enough. I certainly didn't want her to relive any of the awful things I'd heard. As Manya got older, though, and it was clear that our time with her was running out, my sense of desperation grew. It was important for our family, for my husband and our children, to know who they were and where they came from, to understand what their grandparents...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?